Hey, Nichole Huntsman here. All right, I am here to help you figure out what to buy for that person on your list this year. That's a tricky, tough one to find presents for. So what we're going to do, we are going to take a peek at this person, or maybe it's you, or maybe it's someone maybe it's your whole family. You want to sit down with a notepad and make a list here. Instead of looking at the person's sun sign, we're going to look at their moon sign. So for those of you who are new to astrology, if you're saying, what is a moon sign? Go to astro.com and go to their extended chart selection, and you can create a birth chart for yourself. You just need your birth date, of course, your birth time, and the city. So if you don't have the birth time, that's okay. You can go ahead and put your birth date in with a noon birth time. But because the moon changes signs every about 2.5 days, there's a good chance that your moon, it's possibly you were born on a day it changed signs. So birth certificate time, written time, those are always preferable, okay? Now, why are we going to use the moon? Why not use, I don't know, Mercury or someone's Venus maybe? Now, a couple of reasons. First of all, a person's moon, if you think about the moon as an object, as a celestial object, it's, of course, the closest to us here on Earth, meaning from our perspective, it's the quickest. And it does obviously make its rotation every about, lunar month for us, and so around the Earth. So it's quick, so that makes it more personal. That moment you were born, it's not just the date you were born, but it's the time and the location. It's kind of a little freeze frame of the fabric of space-time. It sort of freezes it right in that moment, and you walk into existence, and you become a conscious, well, babies are sort of unconscious, but you become a part of the fabric of existence. When you take that first breath, you separate from the mother. So moon, it is the part of us, I believe, that is developed while we are in the mother's womb. Once I think the brain has developed enough to sort of hear sounds, or perhaps to feel primary emotions. From mothers stressed while pregnant, I would imagine that things like adrenaline and cortisol that are in her blood stream might also cross over the placental barrier and enter the baby's bloodstream. So like the mother's sort of emotional state maybe may perhaps affect the baby's development, but then also when that baby is born, they're unconscious, right? So like the tabula rasa idea, I suppose. The world around them, they're learning every day new things, and they're learning when they have discomfort or pain, how does the world respond? And of course, our first primary caregiver tends to be the mother. So your moon is developed in a sense, you're born during a certain time. The moon you were born under, it's just the moon you were born under, right? It's like a clock. So your mother wasn't necessarily like an Aries, or literally an Aries if you have an Aries moon, but the way you perceived your emotional needs being met by this initial, caregiver, it's going to be seen through an Aryan lens. Okay, so that being said, the moon in a person's chart shows you how that person unconsciously, from a very deep rooted, psychologically rooted place as a human, how they experience existence. And the human experience, of course, is tied to emotion, right? We know that memories that we have that tend to stick with us longer are those when we have adrenaline, or we have a flood of adrenaline because it's a scary experience, and that imprints the memory on our brain. So point being, emotion is really powerful, and if you can find a gift for somebody that speaks to that part of that person, voila. All right, so that's my sort of preamble. Go to astro.com. You can pause this, go to astro.com. I'll put a link below. So you're shopping for a Cancer moon. Now, a Cancer moon is a person who has got their moon in the sign that's ruled by the moon. The Cancer archetype does have to do with the part of ourself, the moon part, the lunar part, that is unconscious. Now, this is my personal take. There are evolutionary astrologers that don't believe the moon is unconscious. They consider it actually a conscious planet, but I don't at all. Doesn't make sense to me in my mind. But so I see the moon as the part of the psyche that's developed, as I said, when you are dependent upon other human beings and you're completely vulnerable. And this can be, if you've got a mother, a caregiver that takes good care of you, then great. Then your experience with life is it's okay to be vulnerable, and it's okay to need another person, and it's okay to be softer and to cry when you see a sad movie. But if you're a Cancer moon that experienced the opposite, you can be really afraid of your softness, of your soft inner mushy stuff, but it's still there. You still might cry easily. You still might feel at times like the world outside can be scary or can be a place that's overwhelming, okay? And themes that do have to do with the roots and where do I belong, where's home, where am I safe, where can I really go, oh, okay, I am home. I mean, I don't have to try to be something other than what I am, because it takes a lot of energy. So that in mind, Cancer moons definitely, I'd say, like presents that are personal. I think that if you were to knit or to quilt someone, a Cancer moon, a gift and give it to them, and it didn't cost you anything, you did it with fabric you had at home or something, that would be more meaningful to them because Cancer is, remember, it's this unconscious, this archetype that has to do with just feeling. It has nothing to do with placing value on something because it costs a lot of money or because it's particularly beautiful or because it feels good, whatever. It's that you, a person that I love, gave this to me, and you made it for me. You took time and made this for me. That to a Cancer moon is meaningful, especially if it's something that gives comfort, like a blanket, something for the home that they can maybe share with another person. Maybe have a guest bedroom and you make a beautiful Afghan for the guest bedroom for their guests that they have come over. So it's a way of helping them comfort other people. Maybe some tea. Think of at nighttime if your Cancer moon likes to take a bath. Some bath bombs or some really amazing bath salts. You can make homemade bath salts that are better than the ones you get in the store. And making a little collection of jars of different types of sort of bath time ritual items. You could do like a coconut butter or coconut oil rather, and sugar or coffee grinds. Put that together in a little mason jar, a little small one. My friend did that for me and it was awesome. I loved it. I had this last summer. I used it before I shaved. Castor oil is a wonderful, thing for women for makeup and etc. All kinds of fun things online. But just personalized items that person, when they're using them, they can do it sort of in a space of privacy, and there's the connection to you that you cared about them. You knew that they had, I don't know, dermatitis in the wintertime and that their skin, that this would soothe them, and it just makes them feel good that you thought of them, okay? So those are more that's more of a physical, gifty idea. I think also you could do like a time capsule. If it's a family member, it could be a time capsule they can't open till the future. You could give them a little teaser card or something with it, but fill it up with, I don't know, just different memories of experiences the two of you had together, maybe trinkets and things from souvenirs or whatnot. You could also do something that's like a photo album or a book. I know there's through Instagram, and there's different apps where you can order. You could have someone's Instagram feed, put into a book form. So this might be something awesome for like a grandma or a mom or a parent or whatever, whomever. You could do a playlist for them with songs that are ones that you've shared together that have meaning to the two of you, that you know that this person will really love. Make them feel loved, right? The more mushy and sentimental, really, the better. The more all the way in, even cringeworthy sentimental, the better. And this is coming from an Aries moon, so what do I know? You could also do things like, if they've got something broken at their house, let's say you go fix it, you repair it for them, and then maybe if it's something you have to paint or something you have to sew, you could perhaps paint something underneath where no one can see, a little heart. Or if you've mended some socks or something, sew a little heart in the socks. Or just something that's kind of hidden and tucked away that they'll have to discover and find, and they can enjoy it in like a little private moment. And they don't have to be embarrassed about enjoying it. It's just they can kind of have it for themselves, in a way. They can take it with them. Anything that is, there's a cuddly sentimental quality, right? So anything they can kind of have with them. You've also got this interest. A lot of times they'll have personal interests, whether it's music, like a band they really love, or a type of music they really love, or a movie, or something that for them it's almost archetypal. So if you could find merchandise of some kind, whether it's clothing or posters or what have you, for them, just to show, this is more for men, I feel like men who have Cancer moons, something that shows them that you pay attention to their special interests that are sort of their fun and maybe even interests they might be embarrassed about. They might love, I don't know, maybe they like Paula Abdul. I don't know. Maybe you can help them come out of the closet about Paula Abdul. That kind of thing. So also, what about, there's a song called, it's called Broken Arrow, and by, what's his name? Robbie, I forget his last name. Anyway, Broken Arrow. He says, who else would bring you a broken arrow? Who else would bring you a bottle of rain? Cancer moons would love that. Anything that ties into something that happened with the two of you in the past, whether it was a story, a book you both read together at the same time, and there was a passage in it that you both particularly loved that talked about the bottle of rain, and then you went a year later and actually collected a bottle of rain and gave it to your Cancer moon, they would be, whoa, that's super romantic and wonderful. And it doesn't have to even be romance. This could be your child. It's just that you remembered something that you shared with this person that was heartfelt, and you shared it with them, wanted to share it with them again. Also, anything that has to do with, kind of artwork or family. Maybe you had a grandmother who liked to cross stitch, and you found some of her old cross stitching pieces, and you went and got them framed. Or, scrapbooking, of course. Anything that's kind of tied to the family, or artwork that is very custom. It's a special interest that this Cancer moon has that maybe nobody else gets, but you have something made for them, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm sure there's lots of other ideas, but mainly help them feel that it's okay to love deeply, to need another person deeply, and that you're in the same boat with them and that you love them deeply and need them. Okay, all right. So I hope that was helpful for you. And of course, last but not least, for your friend, whatever their moon placement is, astrology reading is always a great way to help a person better understand themselves. And so I'm actually doing a little sale here to celebrate 2019 that's coming up. We've got a lot of big changes with Uranus, of course, ingressing back into Taurus. He popped his head in there this last year. He's kind of hanging out back in Aries right now. But he'll be back in Taurus, and he's not going to go back into Aries again. A lot of big changes this next year for people when it comes to the structure in their world that gives them a sense of security, job security, relationship security, financial security. Lots of themes that if the old way of doing things, that's changing when it comes to how you invest your money or how you buy a house. My good friend was saying she thinks there's going to be a lot more barter and trade and jobs. The job market's going to be shifting, and we've got a global economy that we're all dealing with, technology shifts and changes. So point being, this next year is a big year. And if you thought that 2018 was a little tricky, me personally, I don't even remember 2018. I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. I still feel like it's January, kind of a crazy year. 2019 has some unique challenges. It's got some beautiful pieces too. Every year there's no good nor bad. But I'd be happy to help you navigate those, like how personally it might show up in your life, as well as people that you love and care about. So I'm doing they're 40-minute forecasts. They're shorter, kind of mini forecasts, which frankly, it's more concentrated. So we'll do a look at your progress chart, and then we'll do a look at your solar return chart. I do it in 2 sections. It's a little video recording just like this, addressed to you, and it's uploaded onto a private or an unlisted YouTube playlist for you to watch. So it's and then you can ask me questions if you have any. Let me know if you're interested, and the way you do that, you go to my website, and on the website you can see the calendar, the schedule. You can pick the time. The time is not exact necessarily. It's just because I can only take so many people per day. So at the end of the day, you get your link and you get your video that you can watch. You can pay for it there on the website. You pay for it. You do it all. It's very easy. And I take credit cards, debit cards, all that normal good stuff, PayPal, etc. It's very easy, and hopefully it's something where we can do a little work together. It can make your upcoming year be something that you're prepared for the weather. You got your umbrella, or your boots, or your tank top, what have you. Okay, hope you all have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Festivus. If you don't celebrate, whatever it is, stay safe, and thank you so much for all of your support on my channel. And this has been a real wild ride. Okay, take care. All right, bye-bye.